Here at Garage Bernau in Wuppertal, that's why there's lots of background noise. They're really busy here, like always busy. We're using time in the workshop to do a lot of development that we'd normally do in the winter, because this year's so crazy. We're actually using this season as our testing, because it's like a bit of a cost saving. So Tom's just changing something on the front steering, and then we've got some springs shipped to us from MBHA and the sister company, which is Ziur, and that's the composite side of the spring company. So the old style is 2 steel leaves, and this is very typical from a long time, so it's quite an old system. And then the new ones, they're actually called the hybrid spring, and basically they have a composite layer rather than 2 steel layers. They have the top layer is a steel leaf, and then the lower layer is a sort of GRP, so glass fibre reinforced. So you can see the steel leaf and then the GRP on the bottom. We use the GRP firstly because it's lighter, and it's also more consistent for the spring rate. So because they're all different spring rates, and we change these all the time at different circuits and everything. So maybe one circuit likes a certain type of spring rate, and maybe the weather conditions change, so we'll also change the springs then. And the composite, they are, compared to the twin steel leaf, they're 44% lighter. MBHA supply OEM companies, and they produce 700,000 springs per year, and they produce them for likes of MAN, Iveco, Mercedes, also BPW, which is where this all connection is. And they want to, or their goal in the next sort of few years is to really push the hybrid, and also they produce a full composite spring as well, which is I think 67% lighter than a conventional spring. The reason why we don't use a full composite spring on the race truck is because you see there's lots of contact and lots of damage, and if you crash into another wheel with the full 5.5 ton, then there's a very strong chance that the weakest point is the eye, whereas the metal will bend and the GRP will probably be destroyed a little bit. So this is why we keep it on the steel one. I think it's also in the regulations we have to run at least 1 steel leaf as well. So the plan today is to change the back springs out for the composites. So yeah, we'll crack on and get that done. So finish the springs off, put the wheels and tyres on to check the ride height, because there's a minimum ride height that we have to sort of adhere to the regulations, which is 190 mil at the end of the race. So luckily we keep the same water in and diesel in from Hungaroring after the race, so it's pretty bang on the actual weight that we sort of at the end of the race have. So therefore we can set the height perfectly in the workshop. Had to change it a little bit on the back. We went 15 mil lower to a slightly different set in the springs. We've just got to do the front axle, change the springs, and finish the modifications off on the front axle, and then hopefully we can really push on for the last race and sort of have a sort of figure and ballpark where we positions we can be for next year, so hopefully we can really push it on until the end of the season. So yeah, we'll keep you informed how the development goes throughout the winter and also after the last race. So yeah.